Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today's Friday, April 29th. We have two very interesting game ones in the NHL playoffs tonight. We're talking with SBR contributor Dana Lane. We're going to get his take on these two games and his recommended plays. Dana's given us a lot of winning picks in the NHL playoffs. Most recently, a very impressive pick on the Nashville first period money line in their Game 7. Dana Lane, let's start off congratulating you on that one. Nice call on that one, Dana Lane.
Well, I appreciate it. We really like Nashville a lot. I love the makeup of this team, and I think it ends in the next round, but I like them against St. Louis.
Well, we'll get to their game one against San Jose in a second. First, let's start off with St. Louis and Dallas. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Dana Lane, but I'm thinking the over 5 at minus 125 might be a great play in this one. We know what Dallas does, right? They score like maniacs, and their goaltending is the weakness of the team. And St. Louis had a lot of high-scoring games in their first-round series, and Brian Elliott was absolutely vulnerable at times. Dallas could easily get to 5 themselves, or 4 or 3, and St. Louis should be able to put up at least 1 or 2 goals in their own right. So I'm thinking that the over 5 at just minus 125 might be a great bet here. What do you think about that, Dana Lane?
I agree with you, Pete, and of course Nashville played Anaheim, but yeah, I completely agree with you on that. In fact, I want to see where Brian Elliott is right now. I mean, much has been made about their 7-game win, and certainly it was fantastic to beat the defending champions. But when you look at Brian Elliott, he's only 1-2 in his last 3 starts, and his goals against average is actually horrible. It's under 90%, which for a playoff goaltender, you want your save percentage to be in that 94-95% range. That's when you've got a goaltender that can take you to the Stanley Cup. The other thing for Dallas tonight, I think it's very important to limit the spacing for Tarasenko, but the problem with that is Dallas is not a defensive-oriented club. So, yes, you want to limit his spacing, but at the same time, they also want to get out and get running down the ice as well. And I think this is going to be a complete up-and-down game, which would speak to your over at minus $1.25 over 5.
So that would be your pick on this game as well?
Yeah, I like the over in this too, but I'm also going to ride Dallas in this game in the first period and for the game.
That's what I was thinking. Dallas right now minus 105, so we're in complete agreement on this one. And if we both like the Dallas and the over, then I'm assuming that the Dallas team total over is also a play we'd both be liking a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to focus on that, certainly I would like Dallas over. I love this team offensively, even without Tyler Seguin in the lineup. I just think they are deep. They have an incredible amount of offensive weapons that can beat you on each line. And again, I'm not sure what we're going to get out of Brian Elliott. And also for the over as well, we never know what we're going to get out of Dallas goaltending. And, if you would have told me that Brian Elliott might be playing worse than Kari Lehtinen right now, I think I would have said, I don't think that's going to happen. But that really is kind of the case. And it looks like Lehtinen's going to start tonight, as he was the first goaltender off the ice at practice this morning.
All right, well, we're in agreement. We're both liking Dallas at minus 105, the Dallas team total over, and specifically the total over 5 for the game at minus 125. Now let's move on to the second game tonight, Nashville at San Jose. This is an interesting matchup. Of course, San Jose very well rested. Nashville with just 1 day of rest, and the market appears to be very conflicted about this one. In general, it's a plus 145 to minus 165 market wide, but 2 books that tend to have sharp leans are in disagreement, Pinnacle and Heritage. Pinnacle has a plus 156 on Nashville. Heritage, though, has a lean towards Nashville. They have just minus 159 on San Jose. So those 2 books that I both respect seem to be disagreeing here. And then again, this is another game where I'm leaning towards the over, not nearly as heavily or strongly as in the first one, but over 5 minus 120. Pekka Rinne can, obviously very up and down, and San Jose can have an offense-oriented game that's successful as well. So I'm leaning over 5 minus 120, and as far as the side is concerned, the money line, I'm as confused as Pinnacle and Heritage are. What's your take on this one, Dana Lane?
Well, I'm certainly going to go with San Jose. But I'm going to do it in the first period. I want to see the rested team maybe get after the not-so-rested team early. And certainly Martin Jones has been fantastic for the San Jose Sharks. In their last series against the Kings, he was 3-1-1 with a 921 save percentage. So I really like where he's at right now. But I do favor the under in this. And this is kind of an odd line, like you mentioned, because if you took the under in the first period minus $1.45, yeah, that seems reasonable. But then you look for the game, and the under is plus 110. So obviously they expect the game to be more wide open as it goes on, but I'm going to take a chance with the under plus 110 in the game, and then the under in the first period, and hopefully I can get one of those. But certainly San Jose in the first period, because I just don't know what shape Nashville is going to be in after their grueling series.
See, my sense is that it would be kind of the opposite. You want to take the team that isn't rested in the first period because there might be some rust there. There's got to be at least a little bit of rust with San Jose. And then maybe the weariness will creep up on Nashville in the second and third periods, and that's when San Jose will get things together and feel more in sync. I would lean the opposite. I would think that maybe Nashville would be the good bet in the first period, and then San Jose on the full game. But you disagree with that analysis?
Well, here's the one thing about that, Pete. Pekka Rinne was feeling his oats a little bit and came out yesterday and said he feels like the Predators are the better of the teams remaining. And so if I'm the San Jose Sharks, I put that right up on my bulletin board, and the adrenaline starts to flow. And I think you'll see the Sharks come out in the first period trying to send a message to Mr. Rinne that his comments are not completely accurate. So that's why I'm kind of focused more on San Jose. We talk about off the air that psychological factor, and that certainly plays into that play.
All right, interesting analysis as always, Dana Lee. And I think I'm going to be passing and watching and waiting in the Nashville San Jose series for Game 1, but I'm definitely really liking all the bets we mentioned in the Dallas-St. Louis game. Dana Lane, thanks so much. We'll be back with you tomorrow to cover the Saturday NHL playoff games.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate your time as always.